And good evening. Welcome to 446 Sports live stream of the Bryant Bell Show, which is out of focus on my computer monitor here, so I don't know what's up with that. But we'll get that squared away here in a minute. It was perfectly focused just a minute ago, but I'm gonna get Anderson to go over there and just do a little zoom in and zoom out for me on that phone, on that camera. We're glad to have you guys here at Quebedeaux's Cajun Cafe here on Highway 165 in Pineville. Coach Bryant Bell in the middle, Randy O'Neill, a.k.a. Randy James, on the far side, Nathan Martin. Zoom back out just a little bit, Anderson, just a bit. So Anderson got the focus in there and turned it to your left just a hair. I'm giving him on-screen, on-air instructions.
He's doing a great job.
No, go back the other way. I said left. A little bit more. There we go. Had to have my face cut right in half, so I'll just lean in for you guys. Coach Bell, thanks for coming out on this dreary Wednesday afternoon, but I'm sure the rain didn't stop you guys from having a great practice today.
No, we actually went to LC today and got on their turf. Our practice field's a little wet, so I actually woke up thinking about it last night at about 2:30 in the morning as it was raining cats and dogs. And I said, how in the world are we going to practice today? So Coach McLaughlin is always gracious to us and we're very appreciative of him.
Well, I'm losing my focus again. Something's happened there. I have no idea what's going on. We'll fix this during the break. But as we talk about preparation for this week, we've got a really big game coming up in 2 days. Senior night it is at DC Bill Bates Stadium, and we've got a few seniors here in the house. We'll talk to at least one of them, maybe a couple, before the night is over. And we're excited to be able to celebrate these seniors that you have a special connection to because they're kind of your class, right?
We came in together, and hopefully it's a good senior night all the way around for them.
Well, and we're looking forward to that great evening. Also, part of tonight's show, we're going to be talking to one of the senior moms, Vanessa Bryant, who is taking the idea of being a supporting mother all the way to the nth degree. So she'll be slipping in here a little bit later in the program. Also going to talk about our play of the week from last week, our player of the week, our lineman of the week from this past week. And as we look back at this past week, the schedule for the week, I know I've got it right here. Hold on, I'm going to pull it in the right place. The schedule for the year. This past week, we traveled up to Ruston, played against the Bearcats, and a team that's ranked very highly in district, no doubt, but very highly even statewide still with the losses that they have. And that we're going to talk a little bit about the Ruston game. I know it didn't go the way that you wanted, and kind of big guys and big power, and I think they were kind of mad. They came out mad, it seemed to me.
They've lost 2 games, but they lost them by a combined 8 points, I think, and they've lost them to the number 1 and the number 2 teams in the state, which coincidentally are in our district. So they were ready to go, and they did what defending state champions do and come out and play hard and play well.
Well, and I almost hate to bring that graphic up, but when you look at something, Go Preps has, and I don't get this, but Go Preps has Neville at number 4, Ash at number 5, and Ruston at number 6 on Go Preps. Now, that may not be other, but you're like, how can these guys be 4, 5, and 6 when you got a KDN and a Catholic Baton Rouge?
Go Preps is great, but I think they're a little off on that
poll.
No
doubt about it.
But it is what it is.
Well, but they does set up a game that's going to be taking place over in Alexandria this Friday night that if we didn't have something going on, we'd probably want to watch the Ash Neville game. I mean, that's going to be the district championship game, and that will be carried on also on the 446 Sports network of games. But we've got this big game coming up this week. And when we look at the standings for us, we in Ouachita are kind of been toe and toe. We're both 0-4 in district. We're 3-5. We're 3-6 overall. They're 3-5. They had a bye week. They couldn't get somebody to fill it. They've lost against the same folks we've lost against. They played well. I think this is a game that's incredibly winnable for us. We want to circle back to that though, because what's really important for us on tonight's night show is we want to wrap up last week and talk about player of the game, those kinds of things. Our first drive was really the most impressive of the night when we got out there and converted a couple of third downs. As I pull my cheat sheet up, had a good 4th down conversion, and then unfortunately a drive that took over 4 minutes off the clock. We ended up turning it over on downs. What was your mindset for the opening plays?
Well, we did a good job of executing the plays that we scouted and the plays that we practiced, and it shows that our guys can get out there and compete with anybody, and we're just looking for a little more consistency in our execution. Running Aiden at quarterback was has been a big deal for us, and getting an extra lineman on the field, not a real tight end, but a 3-man surface, a little overset, so getting a little more meat on the field, and it's allowed us to run the ball and throw the ball, with balance, and but we just have to be more consistent in our execution.
Well, I talked to you about the plays of the game, and there were 2 that stood out to me. So I'm going to bring two plays in here. Excuse me. The first one is a 3rd and 2. I think Aiden's back in the shotgun. He ends up being hit about 5 yards deep, and then somehow struggles forward for the first down. So here goes that play. Aiden's back again. He's about 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and then when he gets hit, stretches forward and ends up converting that first down on a huge kind of lean in himself, making that happen. And I know you had to be proud of his effort right there.
Yeah, I mean, he's great. He's great, you know, when everything in front of him happens the way it should. But when you see plays like that, that's just sheer, will and desire to make something happen out of nothing. And sometimes that's what it takes.
And he was hit would have been for a loss.
For all of us.
Right,
yeah.
Exactly. I had the toughness that these guys have demonstrated. You and I chatted about that over the weekend, and I had reflected back to the previous week on the Justin Rachel hit where he held the ball against West Monroe. And that play was so significant in my mind. I was wanting to make it the play of the week this week because it was such a great play. But Aiden's play right there and the way that he drove forward was just exceptional. Another play of the game, though, that I think is equally impressive is on 4th and 2. Right-hand side. He's got Mix out of the backfield. He's rolling. He gets it to Hakeem. He's got the reception and the first down. And that was a huge fourth down conversion.
Mm-hmm. It was. We're not scared to go for it on fourth down, as we've demonstrated this year. He did what he needed to do, and Hakeem made a good grab there. And anytime Hakeem gets the ball in his hands, he can be
over to the right-hand side.
Tough guy to get on the ground.
He's rolling. He gets it to Hakeem. He's got the reception and the first down. About the little holes in front of him, and he was quick to say, "Those aren't little holes. My guys make big holes for me." And Randy, that's the kind of credit that you like to see a linebacker give to his line.
Well,
or running back, or not
running back, absolutely. And from our point of view, we see a different angle. It's totally different from the field view, and especially when you're behind the line. I mean, it may look like a tiny hole for us, but like Hakeem said, no, you got a big hole there, and he's taking it. So that's the thing that I always try to present when folks go, what's happening? And we're like, you're not seeing what we're seeing.
Yeah.
It's take a closer look because it's happening. And like Coach says, these guys, there's no quit. And, what you saw with Aiden, he's being dropped for a loss, and the next thing you know, no, he's going forward. He's not stopping. And Hakeem, is the same way. Kamarian Phillips, my goodness, that little guy.
Yep.
I mean, you stop and think
yeah.
he just juke and jive, and it's like if you don't get your hands on him, he's going to pick up more yards on you.
NFL level catches too, keeping those toes inbound.
And I think that's one of the things too, which we've seen it because I mentioned to somebody and just in passing the other day talking about our games and our teams, and said, you stop and think about it. Nobody's blowing us out. We've seen that in the past because we're there, and these guys are going like, wait a minute. What just happened? What did they just do? It's not the same old team they've seen for the past several years.
Right.
And I mean, there's been improvement every year since Coach has been here. But now with these guys, it's evident, and but it's a joy to watch when these guys are out there. Like you said, I mean, when the score is not in your favor and they're still out there playing like. Hey, we've got a chance to win this.
Yeah, no quit.
And it's no quit, and that's what's been a joy. And I know you got guests that you're going to bring in, so I just want to say this because, and hopefully we're doing this again next Wednesday, going into postseason. But I want to say this because this is my 8th season, Coach's 4th, and with these seniors, their 4th year in this program under Coach Bell, and it has been a pleasure. Calling the names and numbers of these guys, especially our seniors. And, with you doing play-by-play, me and the stadium announcer, we don't always get to give credit to the big men,
right?
In the trenches and all, but they're doing their job. So, again, it's been a pleasure this year. It's not over.
That's right.
By any means. So it's going to be a joy to see what these guys go out there and do Friday.
Well, what a perfect segue to talk about the linemen of the game, something new we started this year, sponsored by Express Employment Professionals, where each week we pick one of the big men who doesn't often get called. And Coach Bell let me know that Gerald Royd, big number 89, was the man that he wanted to focus on this week. Gerald, interestingly, only a sophomore is what I've listed on the roster.
Yeah, he's a sophomore.
But he, has he played through? Did you mention he has some injuries this season, or did I misunderstand what you were saying?
Yeah, he's been a little nicked up, and I mean he's deserving of this award just really because of his toughness and grit. It'd be easy, and there's certain players that would probably sit out. if they were in his shoes. But he's toughed it out, and he's made a big difference for us on our defensive line.
And again, in 10th grade, he's a sophomore, and the size on him, he's going to be a giant by the time his senior year comes around. Yeah. Next year, he's going to be a big guy.
He definitely gives us an element of size that we need on our defensive line.
And this is what we're working on. From year after year, it's like these guys are stepping up, and I loved it Friday night too, watching that game. From the couch with the sniffles, but seeing our younger guys, we got to a point in the game. It's like, okay, guys, get out there, get some reps, and and you could tell they were out there, having fun. It's like, let's go get it, and so it's good to see that as well. So I think the future's bright, but we got a couple of more to go here.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Another one feature we want to do tonight is our Player of the Week, brought to you by Security Sporting Goods. And Bryant Dearborn, number 16, a senior for us this year, gets tagged as our Player of the Week. And, Coach, what brings your attention to Bryant?
Well, in our district, he's, there's a lot of good defensive backs in our district. Everybody's loaded with them. And Bryant was actually, as a junior last year, was voted, by the coaches in our league, as a second team all district as a junior. So, when he's on, and it's tough to throw against him. He had a really good game against Ruston.
Well, we always see his number. He flies to the ball. He's in on a lot of tackles, and he seems to have a nose for that ball. So
yeah, he's a corner, and you think corners just cover and they don't really want to tackle, and sometimes that's the case. But he's physical. He loves to tackle, and we love watching him tackle.
So Bryant Dearborn, our Security Sporting Goods Player of the Game against Ruston. Of course, we mentioned to you the Express Employment Pros lineman of the game, which was Gerald Roy, and we're excited to get to have him back a couple more years. We've had our plays of the game. Folks are coming in now for the Bryant Bell Show wearing their Rebel gear, and because of that, they get the special Rebel menu, which my family's eating on over there. Well, I hope they're all eating off the Rebel menu. I'm paying whatever it is they're eating off of, so we'll see here in a minute. Maybe my wife's going to have to pay.
You might have to wash dishes. I don't know.
It's worth it because the food is good. I've got the coach's favorite chicken cracklings here, and we've only eaten a third of them. So we're going to take a break so that we can eat some of these cracklings. And then when we get back, we're going to bring in none other than number 69, Dayton Bass, a senior for Pineville High School. And we're going to talk to him about what's going on in his world and what's in his future. So that's coming up right after this. Stick around. More on the Bryant Bell Show from Quebedeaux's Cajun Cafe.
Yeah, so what happened out there tonight?
We struck out at home with leftovers, then we remembered walk-ons.
What effect did the situation have?
Spirit soared. Nick took on a burger. Jen obliterated her ribeye po' boy. And speaking of spirits, Laura even scored a real tasty cocktail. She needed that.
Any lessons learned today?
Yeah. Head straight to walk-ons.
Scratch-made dishes, wall-to-wall TVs, craft beers, and cocktails. Walk-ons for the win.
Check out some of our recent work at the Panthers Stadium. In addition to custom signs and banners, we also handle custom trophies, custom awards, custom vehicle wraps, and more. Give us a call. We handle projects large and small.
We've all seen how quickly things can change. Everything from the world around us to the cost of things we use on a daily basis. That's why we all need someone in our corner to keep our family protected while still watching out for our pocketbook. I'm Jason Hawk with Farm Bureau Insurance. There's no better time than now to complete an insurance review to make sure you're properly covered and not paying too much. Whether it's in our office, at your home, or your place of business, let us help you find peace of mind. If you're in need of your insurance checkup, whether auto, home, or life,
our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
Welcome back to Quebedeaux's Cajun Cafe on Highway 165 in Pineville. It's the Bryant Bell Show, and Quebedeaux's Cafe has some of the best chicken cracklings. As you can tell, the plate's getting lower and lower.
It's a little lower than it was before the break.
It goes by quickly. They're so good. We're joined right now by number 69, Dayton Bass, a senior, one of the seniors who will be recognized this week. And Dayton, wanted to bring you in and just chat a little bit about your experience as a senior. What does senior night mean for you coming up this final game of the regular season?
Senior night for me is like, I feel like it's a game like every other game, but it's more focused on us, and it means more to us because it's our night. We're going to get recognized in front of everybody.
So you're going to be escorted out. Is that a pregame that's going to happen during the pregame?
Pregame.
All right. And so all the seniors, not just the football though, it'll be band seniors, cheerleaders, right? The whole
Everybody.
dance line, all the folks were involved in productions on Friday night. And Dayton, have you been a part of the program all 4 years?
Yes, sir.
So you came in playing on the freshman team. Did you play in the junior high?
Oh, yes, sir.
Okay, great. So you were, we're not going to use the word recruited, but you were encouraged to stay home in the Pineville School District. And so you were one of Coach Bell's early men who's been with him all 4 years. You have not experienced another Pineville High School coach, which Randy and I have. We've been through several coaches, but you've had that consistency. How have you seen the mentality of the team change over the 4 years you've been there?
Well, freshman year, I don't want to say that it was bad, but you could definitely tell that it's like the whole team has just got a lot closer. Freshman year, we came in, and it was more like something that guys came in to do together, and now it's like we're all a big family.
I've heard that word family several times in talking to different folks. And, I mean, for some people they would say, well, that's just a euphemism or it's just a term. But it sounds like more than just a word to you guys.
Oh, for sure. We're all brothers over here.
Yeah. So you're in the trenches together. And the line, the O-line especially, you guys are definitely in the trench. You know, I don't know if you heard when we interviewed Hakeem Mix a couple of weeks ago, I made the comment about how those little bitty holes are in front of him, and you know he can slip through those little holes as a little guy. And he's like, "Those are not little holes." He said, "My O-line is giving me some big holes," and I thought that was some great love for the offensive line.
Oh, Hakeem and Aiden are great at that. They love shouting us out and everything.
Oh, that's wonderful. Great to hear that camaraderie that goes there. So have you played? You're center, right? If I
Yes,
remember
sir.
right. Have you played center all 4 years?
Oh, yes, sir.
Okay, so that kind of makes you the quarterback of the line, so to speak, or the. You know, you got to see what's going on. Do you communicate with your quarterback on things you see?
Yes, yes, sir. Sometimes, if like on the line, not really with the quarterback, but if we're on the line and some linebackers walk up, we'll point it out and try and see what's going on.
And in this NASCAR offense, are you the one that calls the snap?
Yes, sir. I say the cadence.
All right, so everybody's got to be watching you, listening to you, and y'all been able to catch some other folks off guard and get some offsides at times.
Yes, sir.
I bet you enjoy that, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
You don't throw it in their face, do you?
Nah.
No, you don't do any of that. All right. So as we come up, you know, we talked a little bit off air, not so much on air, but this is one of those win and you're in kind of games for us, you know, with the playoffs. But I know I've got a feeling Coach Bell is definitely saying don't look beyond this Ouachita game.
Oh, yes, sir, for sure. We're going to play it like we play every other game and go out, treat them like every other opponent.
Well, it's exciting for you, I know, to have family. Will you have extra family in, you think, for the game Friday night?
Yes, sir. I think some of my cousins and my grandparents are coming.
That's great. Well, we hope folks will come and enjoy the contest and cheer you and the rest of the seniors on. I think I don't remember exact number of seniors. It's a dozen or maybe a little bit more, but we look forward to highlighting you guys on Friday night. We're going to do our best to put pictures of each of you up on the stream and just celebrate each one of you and your accomplishments this year. So what do you want to hand off to the next generation of Pineville High Rebels?
I just want to keep the brothership like it is. I don't want it to go back to how it was whenever I first got there. I want it to stay where everybody's close. Nobody dislikes each other. Everybody loves each other.
Well, I know you're going to be contributing to that with the leadership that you provide. And I'm not going to ask you to give me maybe I should. Do you have any funny stories on the coach you could tell with us?
Not off the top of my head. Elias might, though.
All right, he's talking about Elias Sellers. We're going to get Elias to swap in. If you guys will, I'm going to mute your mic and let you guys swap out, and you'll see them coming. We only have 3 headsets here, so I'm not able to get a 4th one in. I do have a spare mic, but then you don't have the headset and you can't hear us conversing. Elias Sellers is joining us. Elias, also another one of our seniors, number 77. I don't know if this number is right. 6'3", 292 pounds. Is that?
I'd probably inch it down maybe 2 inches. Probably about 6'1".
We gotta put the big numbers on there for the opposition, right? Let them see it. Well, I've seen 292 pounds in the mirror, so I know that's a lot of weight. But
definitely. And
you're one of you're a guy who carries your weight.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, I mean I'm quick to my feet. I'm quick with my feet. So
did you enjoy the weightlifting competitions during the summer?
Yeah. Well, I mean I wasn't there for most of them, but I was out in training camps and all that, and camps for college and all that. So, but I got a little taste of it at the end.
So tell us, as a senior, are you 4 years with Coach Bell, or did you come on later?
I'm 4 years with Coach Bell.
And did you play at Pineville Junior High?
No, actually, I started my freshman year.
Oh, great. Yeah. Okay. So what prompted you to want to play your freshman year?
Just a friend. You just said that you wanted to play football, and I was like, I'm down, and I just kind of realized sophomore year, this is my gig. This is what I want to do. This is definitely a lifestyle for me.
So what makes that click in your head that this is what I want to do? What's the thing that clicks for you?
Really just goals. I mean, I just want to go to college and just kind of be successful. And it's a dream for me.
Well, I didn't ask Dayton his college goals, and so I'll get him to shout them out to me here. Where are you going to college, Dayton? CLT. All right, very good. They don't have a football team, but that's okay. You can still be a leader there. I know you will be.
Successful.
Absolutely going to be successful. Elias, as far as college, are you looking at certain colleges?
I'm starting with LCU up the road, and looking in somewhere. I got a couple offers from out of state, so that's good too. But that and UL, Tech, all those places, anywhere inside of Louisiana. So. Yeah.
Coach, I'm sure you would like for other folks to be looking at number 77, college coaches.
He's going to be a find for somebody.
Yeah.
Whoever offers him and whoever he winds up with, he's going to be a good college lineman. He's a good student, and just like with Dayton and Elias, I can't remember a day in Pineville football over the last 4 years without these guys, and it's hard to say what they put into words, what they mean to me, and what these 4 years have been like. And I'm honored to have another game with them.
Well, I don't want to get you choked up too much talking about these guys. I can tell the emotions right there under the surface. Elias, I asked Dayton. He said you might have some tales or stories on the coach. You got any funny stories for us for your 4 years here at Pineville High School?
Huh? Oh yeah, well, freshman year actually, whenever we first came in, and COVID was still uprising and all that, and whenever we were in the locker room, whenever we were near each other, he was like, if y'all were standing around each other right now, it'd be a COVID bomb, it all goes off and we all get all sick.
That's when the contact tracing and all that was wild.
Oh, it was crazy.
We had to keep them separated, and it was a hassle. I'm glad those days are past.
That happens, it seems like every 100 years or so. So at least you guys lived it, and nobody else is going to have to do it for another 100 years. I hope, anyway. So you talked about the college that you're headed to, or colleges you're looking at. I can tell, Coach, that you do stress academics as well as physicality. And you got to be proud of these. These are not just some big, slow brutes. These are bright young men. You can tell by the way they talk, the way they carry themselves. These are sharp young men.
Yeah, I mean, we make them. We encourage them to speak clearly, to look people in their eyes and shake with a firm handshake. We encourage academics, and we try to grow the total man. And these guys have Elias has come a long way from when they first started getting on my junior high bus, and I couldn't be more proud of him.
Awesome. That's exciting to see you here and to see you culmination. You'll have some family with you on Friday night?
I'll probably have some uncles and aunts and
That's
some
great.
cousins out there, yeah.
Well, tell them don't watch it on 446 Sports. Don't stay home. You got to be in the stands Friday night. That's where you got to be. All right, well, we're going to take a break. When we come back, Miss Vanessa Sanders will be joining us to talk about what it's like to be a senior mom and a mom who travels well with the team. And I'm going to ask her if she can remember how many sandwiches she's made over the years. We'll come up with that question. We'll be back with more of the Bryant Bell Show from Quebedeaux's Cajun Cafe back after this.
At Wallace Eye Associates, right now is the best time to have your cat. Here means a new deductible. So as well as you used to. Schedule your today. It's fully covered by all, including Medicare. Earl at Wallace Eye Associates, and our cataract care is the most of. There's only one team, one vision. Wallace Eye Associates.
I just haven't met you yet. I'll never give up. It's halftime and wherever you are, whenever it's right, nowhere and into my life. Know that we can be so amazing. And baby,
hi, I'm Kimberly Harrell, certified leading provider of services, employee relocation, estate and community property settlements. My experience in real estate over the past 13 years, and currently serving as president of the Greater Central Louisiana Realtors Association, has given me a clear understanding of the world today. For any of your valuation needs, give me Kimberly a call.
Our home problem turn Southern Air heating and keeping you covered. Repairs Raiders. To Southern Air Plumbing, your one-stop Sears. If you need us, air cooling, heating, and plumbing, or visit us .com.
And welcome back to the unfocused Bryant Bell Show. The camera is doing it to me again. So Anderson's going to go fix that for me. He'll just zoom out just a little bit, and we'll get this thing squared away. There we go. And we're joined by none other than Vanessa Sanders, who I know knows how to work a microphone. I've heard her preach. I can just say that, okay? So she ain't scared of no microphone, but she may be a little nervous right here. Vanessa, thank you for stepping in. I'm going to tell you why. Having followed the team for several years now, I make the road trips. At the end of every game, I'm up there getting my equipment down. We make our way down. We usually park near the buses, and what do I see is you and the moms, not by yourself. I know you want to make sure you share credit, but you're out there feeding these kids. You feed them before they leave. You feed them when they get back. You're supporting them, and this has got to be a little bit of a bittersweet weekend for you on senior night.
It is because it's our baby.
Yeah.
We did this, with our oldest. He graduated in 2023, and so this is a finale. It's a hoorah for us.
So how long have you been a football mom?
For the last 13 years, we've been doing football with Little League, and we've been a sports mom for the last 16 years.
Well, and I know your husband even traveled to watch your son play out of state in college. In fact, if I should have got Bryant in here. I heard a story about him flying in to Florida, maybe right after the game started or something. What happened there?
That was a very unfortunate event because we bought the plane tickets and we had a schedule that said that the game was starting at 6 o'clock that evening. Unfortunately, the plane landed at 2. The game was over at 2:30.
Oh, gosh.
And we didn't know till we landed. My husband texted my son, be that man. That's his famous phrase that he says to the boys, when it's game day. And about 30 minutes later, he gets a text back from Charlie saying the game is over, Dad.
I was that man, Dad. Well,
so it was unfortunate.
Coach, I don't know if you can hear Vanessa in the stands from where you have a headset on, so you
I
may
can
not.
hear. There are certain voices I can hear.
But that's a voice that when I hear, you better hit him, Sanders. I mean, she talks to her son like, she's a coach down there on the sideline.
I hear her. I hear Miss Rachel Grimes over here all the time. There's some voices that you do hear, and we literally couldn't function without Miss Vanessa and the others like her.
And I don't mean to leave anybody out. I know you said to me you don't want any attention on you. I just brought it in because you and I have a connection and watched your sons grow up and I wanted to thank Rachel and all of the moms and dads who make this. It's not possible if you didn't have strong family support, Coach.
That's right. I mean, there's a lot more than just financial support that's important for a program, and the manpower is equally as important. It's stuff that nobody sees, and probably most people wouldn't want to see it anyway. But it takes a high character group of people to keep things going, and we're very blessed to have parents like that.
Well, our son had started to play and then had a concussion and backed out, but we attended a parent meeting, and one of the things that impressed me was just that level of support. Now I'm gonna put you on the spot. Can you tell me who the officers are of the?
Yeah, we have Audrey Corvell that has been faithfully serving even after her son graduated in 2023. We have Andy. Help me out, Coach.
Andy Jackson.
Andy Jackson,
his wife,
Jessica Rochelle, James Rochelle. So those are some of our main officers.
I think Steve Rochelle's also in there. And
yes,
so I heard them speak, and I heard them give that challenge to the parents that this only works when all the parents get behind.
Yeah.
And look, I was telling the coach a while ago, we were up in Ruston last week. The nicest hospitality I've experienced this year at any opposing press box. I mean, they had food from 3 or 4 different vendors, sodas, and I was saying it's easy to do that when you win a state championship and everybody wants to be a part of it. But when you are not necessarily having those accolades, when the moms and the dads are still pressing in to give their kids this great experience and to show support, it means so much to me. That's why I wanted to bring you in. Yeah, well, I look at it as we're investing into our children. We invest in money. We'll buy their school clothes, but the one thing that you can't get back from materialistic things is investing time. Yep. And so you showing up at the games, you showing up and supporting, you cheering them on, your presence matters. And so that was the greatest thing, was letting the parents know that you showing up lets them know that what they're doing is important and that you are behind them and that you support them. So I'm kind of letting you speak for all the parents, not just football parents, band parents, cheer parents. I mean, there's a lot of investment that goes of time, of energy, of buying uniforms, of doing fundraisers, all that stuff that goes on. But I think it says a lot when you have such a strong group of parents. The concession stands every week, that's run by the band parents, and and I love how they'll try to schedule it so somebody can come fill in so they can go watch their kid. Or if somebody's working the JV in a freshman game, they're going to try to make it so that the other ones, swap out time so that you still get to be involved. So you mentioned Audrey Corville, who's been, even after her son graduated, still involved. That's an amazing level of commitment to the program. So clearly she didn't just invest into, her son, but she also invested into the school. She believes in the program, she believes in the school, and she wants to see the betterment of it. And through her efforts and many, many others that have come before her and gone, and even myself and the other, quarterback club,
those that have served for years, it was we believed in the program, we believed in the coaches, but ultimately we believed in our children.
That's amazing. That's wonderfully said. Does your son ever tell you, hey, Mom, not so loud?
No, he's listening for my voice.
He wants to hear Mama.
Yeah, he wants to hear. Well, I would think. I don't know. I might embarrass him, but at this point, I don't really care.
That's right. That's right.
You know,
That's right.
I could really care less. You know.
And you and Pastor Bryant might need an extra tissue Friday night when you walk him out on that field.
We'll see how I do.
Yeah.
We'll see. Yeah, but it'll be great. But thank you for having me.
What challenge would you like to give to other parents?
When I looked at this a couple years ago, when I realized that when Charlie started his freshman year, I realized I only had 6 years left. And life is like a vapor. You're going to blink and it's going to go before you know it. So enjoy every moment, enjoy every down, enjoy every game. And when I began to add up the games, right now we've got 1 technically left. Well, 2 because of the playoffs. But at the beginning of the year, I said, I got 10 more moments of high school football. And it's going to go. It just feels like we just started just last week. And here we are, last game of the season. Yeah. It's senior night, and we're going, where did the time go?
It is. I was bringing the equipment in earlier. I always get here about an hour early to get everything set up. And I was bringing it in thinking, barring playoffs, I mean, this is going to be my second to last or third to last time to do this. And at the beginning of the season, it felt like it's, got a long season ahead, but it has gone by so quickly. What are some of your favorite memories of football over the last 6 years, as you say?
Oh, my gosh.
I put you on the spot. I told you I was going to give you softballs, and I didn't warn you on that one. But, as you think back and you look back, what have you enjoyed the most about it?
I've enjoyed watching when both of my boys got to play varsity. To me, I think there was nothing like that, but both of them being on the field. Right. One was mainly, on defense, and one was mainly on offense. So I was watching the entire time, and for me, there's no greater joy than seeing them succeed, or seeing them get the tackle, or seeing them get the catch, or seeing them accomplish the goals that they've set for themselves. One of the things that we told them, okay, today's a new day. Whether you lost the game or whether you won the game, the very next day, today's a new day, and tomorrow we're only going to try to be better than what we were tomorrow, or better than what I was yesterday.
So those are the lessons you're wanting your sons to learn.
Absolutely, absolutely. Whether you win today or whether you lose today, tomorrow my opponent, my biggest opponent is myself. How can I be better tomorrow than what I was today? Wow. And so that's what we're hoping that we've instilled in them, and that's what the football program has instilled in them. Don't get too high up on your high horse, because as soon as the higher you are, the bigger that you can fall.
Sure.
Sure. So, stay humble, play another day, live another day, and know that whether you win some or you lose some, there's always tomorrow.
You got to love that.
Right? That's what we try to message, and that's aligned with what we preach in our field house, and it's good to hear it coming from.
Absolutely, Vanessa. Thank you so much for letting me embarrass you a little bit and bring you into the program this afternoon. I appreciate you. I look forward to calling the headhunter on Friday night. So that's going to be a lot of fun. I call him the headhunter. I got that nickname from his dad, Bryant, over there. So we're going to call him the headhunter from there on. So all the families that have come out to the Grimes family, and Landon, sure glad to have you back out there playing hard. I'm glad that I know you loaned your shoes to somebody a couple of weeks ago, I heard. Is that right? Didn't you loan your shoes to Micah? Oh, yeah. He goes, oh, yeah, I remember that. Okay. So I'm glad that you're back in your shoes, because we need you in your shoes on Friday night. And to everybody who's out tonight for the Bryant Bell Show from Pineville High School, thank you so much. Bryant, let's wrap up the game. What are we looking forward to expecting this Friday night against Washita?
Looking for a good ball game. Looking for two teams that have, basically the same record. Two teams that are jockeying for playoff position, playoff berth, and both teams need a win. So it's going to be two hungry teams, and and we feel good about our game plan and feel good about our chances. And it's time to let these guys go do their thing.
Tell them to pin their hair back and just go for it.
That's amen.
It's going to be a good night to play. I don't know the rain. I think today was the last chance of rain between now and Friday. I
think Friday's going to be clear. So it's coming back on Saturday supposedly, but we should be good Friday. Please come out and support these seniors and send them off. What could be possibly their last home game.
So you hear it from Coach Bryant Bell on the Bryant Bell Show here at Quebedeaux's Cajun Cafe. We hope you'll come out Friday night. Pregame activities will probably be around 6:30 or so, 6:15, 6:30. You'll want to be there in time to watch these seniors walk out onto the field and be recognized. Game will kick off at 7 o'clock. And as I've said to you, for every home game, don't stay home and watch this game on 446 Sports. Go to the game, and then you can watch the playback later and enjoy every moment of it. Thank you guys for being here, Coach Bell. Thank you very much. Look forward to calling a victory on Friday night. And stick around on the 446 Sports channel for all the great action from sports teams around St. Louis. Thanks for joining us, everybody.